Good morning, Jonathan Fibonojji. Going to do a little morning meditation here. I guess maybe some picture time. In fact, let me show you some of the recents that I have posted in case you are just finding this channel. Jonathan Fibonojji. Let's go here. In fact, I was listening to a really good documentary this morning. It's called The Art of Listening. Here we go. We'll start with that. Let me introduce myself. Cerulean Blue. How are you? See what I did there? Man, I need to work on this intro. Just doesn't quite meet my expectations. Never does. What do I say? Progress, not perfection, right? Welcome to my vlog, whatever the fuck we're calling it. Twitter me at Fibonojji while I pull up my Twitter. Holy shit. Sometimes computers just don't do what I want them to. Here we go, Jonathan Fibonojji. Dad, stock trader, teacher, book reader, teacher, canvas advocate, blah, blah. You already know that. Newbie comic photographer. Going to do a morning meditation. Jonathan Fibonojji, boom. Maybe I should have just already had that up. Okay. Going to do Psalms 143. 143. Of course, there's my photography. If you like that, of course, you can always, like, Jonathan, there you go. Boom. So here you go. It's my photography. Of course, I'm real proud of it. I'm experimenting with biblical photography right now. And then sometimes, literally when you hold your Nikon nigger up, you're like, boom, right there. Right there. Check it out. It makes a heart. Thought that was beautiful. And then this is me trying to photograph the word beloved. And the light was bleeding through. And I thought that was even more cerulean blue. Boom. Right there. So those are my photography prints. I'm going to do a little morning meditation. Hope you're liking this channel. We're growing. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to do it. It kind of goes in phases. I don't know if I want to make it more about comedy, if I want to make it more biblical. But really, these are just things that I love. Like, for example, here I am talking about the UFC and Chuck Liddell. Well, let me show it to you. Boom, right there. Selah. This is one of my other favorite pictures. I like that for a lot of reasons. Number one is it encapsulates a lot of the message that I think meditation is. And if you'll notice, it has the word pause, Selah, and God will, and then the word loving kindness. And these are on my Twitter. I know that this is kind of amateurish vlogging. I don't have all that fancy editing stuff, but maybe just some of the Jonathan Fibonojji can just come through. And these are just prints that I want to offer you, just because I think having the Word of God in our lives matters. And whether it's one or two words, or maybe you don't even like Jesus. Maybe that's not your thing. Maybe you're more into I don't know. But I think I would love to see that picture, in a, nothing would make me happier than to see this picture framed in, I don't know, another country like Spain or Iran or Afghanistan. And I'm like, yeah, this was just me, Jonathan Fibonojji, sharing what he loves with the world. And that day, at that moment, presence was about photographing the Word of God and how it made a heart. And, maybe that doesn't resonate with you. But seeking presence and letting light into our lives, whether it's this kind of light, whether it's this light, maybe you're taking a picture of light, maybe it's a story, maybe you like me, you like documentaries, learning how to listen, and in fact, let's just learn how to listen. The art of listening. Cerulean Blue.
I think the more that you can kind of embrace your audience with the sound, the more they feel the story is part of them, that they're immersed in it.
being a musician,
Hans Zimmer.
going through the roller coaster of emotion, being part of creating emotion, being part of this wordless communication, which is incredibly deep and personal and meaningful. And whenever your parents say, no, you should become a doctor or something like this, yeah, they might be right. You know, it might be more important or whatever. But is it going to be a life as well lived? You know, a life full of passion and full of those sort of things.
I think I found the music in me, in my soul, and I think my finger.
So maybe something I'll share on this channel, whether it's photography, maybe it's documentaries, maybe it's reminding you that God is, maybe it's Psalms 143. Let me leave you with this message. And it comes from Psalms 143:8. It says, cause me to hear your loving kindness in the morning. And I just love the way that hits. It says, cause me to hear your loving kindness in the morning. And so I offer that to you. And as a request is also a statement. Cause me to hear your loving kindness in the morning. For on you do I lean, and in you do I trust. Cause me to know the way wherein I should walk, for I lift up my inner self to you. It's one reason why I love the Psalms, just the way it's worded and the nuance of language in the old 143. Or maybe 144:1. Maybe that's where you're at. Maybe you're more of a, all right, Fibonojji, I don't want to listen. I don't want to have anything to cause me to hear. Maybe you're not in a listening mode. Maybe you're in more of a war mode. Well, the cool thing about the Bible is it has messages for you and I too. 144:1 says, blessed be the Lord my rock and my keen and firm strength, who teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight. And the God of teaching you to war, and what does that look like? And is that developing a craft? Is it developing, are you writing a book? What does that look like for you? And does it look like this? Is it, which instrument? What does that look like for you? Or perhaps looks like that. I don't know. But I know that these are good thoughts, and I know that learning to listen and learning to let presence in and to let it find its own structure, and then let that structure move into being versus putting everything into a pre-existing structure. And earlier I wrote down in my own just personal journey of how fragile presence is, and how presence and how silence coexist. And think if you and your best friend were talking, and you guys hadn't seen each other in a while, and I showed up, and I'm like Fibonojji telling you jokes, and I decided to break that presence. That's what presence, and sometimes intrusions are good, and sometimes they're funny, and sometimes they're not. So I hope this intrusion in your day brought you light and love. Email me your thoughts. Tell me where you're at. I'd love to see how this channel is growing. If you leave a comment, just tell me where you're at. Especially if you're in another country, share this content, or email me, americana417@gmail.com.
And there is definitely a relationship with the instrument. So the instrument comes back to you, and the sound of an instrument can be very inspiring. I think that's what I found also when I play an instrument that is a new instrument for me. There's something physical about digging in those strings, you know, that makes it special. I mean, something special about this guy. This is a very, very special and dear instrument to me, you know, it's the ronroco. Just the tuning of the instrument is so peculiar. Just the instrument can tell you so many things with just one finger. You don't need to press so many, you know. Just with, you know, 3 notes. But I find very rewarding expressing myself with very little, you know. It's part of, I guess, of who I am.